Good morning, boys and girls. It is Wednesday, April the 17th, 2024. We are on day 3 of our life cycle of a chicken unit. We have 18 days left until our chicks hatch around Sunday, May the 5th. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of review. We're going to look at what happened on day 1. So this is what our growth looked like on day 1 inside the egg. And we learned that the head, brain, and eyes began to form. Our 3 vocabulary words that you guys used in your writing were incubator, chicken, and eggs. Yesterday was day 2. We talked about the difference between a hen and a rooster, a female chicken, a male chicken, and how their body shape was different and what their purpose is in the flock, like what her job is, what his job is, and how they're both so very important. We had 2 nouns yesterday, hen and rooster. We had our first verb yesterday, to observe. We talked about watching things carefully. On day 2, the veins and heart begin to form. The heart begins to beat. We had some wonderful writing yesterday about if you were this chicken stuck inside this egg, and what it would sound like in there when you first heard the heart begin to beat. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. And what you might think that is. And then today, for day 3, I want you to look and see the growth of the embryo that's happened already in just 3 days. And on day 3, look what's happening. The beak, wings, and legs begin to form. So it is amazing. We've talked about this a little bit. This is a 21-day period. So day by day by day, it just more and more growth is happening. It's a very, very fast development, isn't it? Our 2 vocabulary words for today are embryo and rotate. Embryo is a noun, and it means the earliest stages of development in an animal. So that's what we call a baby, right? That we call a baby an embryo at the very beginning of the life cycle. And then we have another verb today, rotate, to turn over. So the life cycle of a chicken, that's what we have been talking about. And we've been also looking at, earlier in the year, we looked at the life cycle of a pumpkin. Some of you guys are studying right now the life cycle of a bean. And you've done different life cycles like butterflies and things like that you've looked at. So when you're looking at an animal, the first thing you see is an embryo, and that's the baby growing inside, right? Then the baby is here and becomes like a toddler, and then becomes an adult, becomes an elderly, has their own babies, and that cycle continues to go and grow, right? All right, also our verb for today, rotate, to turn over. So we're going to talk about our new incubator a little bit. I'm going to walk over here and show you a little bit. This is our 2nd year using this new incubator, and it is much more automatic, a lot easier, less manual than the first incubator that I used for years and years and years, which was made out of styrofoam. This one is made out of plastic. It's electronic. It has 2 different cords coming in the back that give it power. One runs the heater and one keeps the fan running. So you have 2 different things going inside. You have this heating element, this red part here, that is heating up the temperature inside. And then we have these little reservoirs down here where you can put water in. We only put water in the first side. This is marked number 1. This is marked number 2. We put water in here to keep the humidity between 50 and 55 on the first 17 days. And then when we get to day 18, what we'll do is we will remove these yellow trays. See how they have the little handles on the side? We'll lift them straight up. We'll put the eggs down on the bottom grate of the incubator, and we'll really crank the humidity up in there. We'll open up this second reservoir. We'll put a lot of water in there, and we'll bring that humidity level up to about 70 or 75. We're going to make it really hot, moist, and sticky in there, just like it is under the mama hen. So, this machine right here is trying to act like the mama hen. There's a lot of things that happen in creation that just happen automatically. It's really, really amazing. Every year that I look at the life cycle of a chicken, I'm amazed at the things that a hen knows to do automatically. One of those is to rotate the eggs. So as she is sitting on a clutch of eggs in her nest, she will only get up, and I'm talking about for 21 days, she will only get up 3 or 4 times a day to go eat, get something to drink, and go to the bathroom, right? And when she stands up on her clutch of eggs, while she's standing in the nest, she'll move her feet like this. You've seen chickens do that a lot, right? They usually do that motion to kick up dirt and dust into their feathers. It's like taking a dirt bath. But when she does that, when she moves her feet, she is literally turning over every egg, because if you leave the embryo laying on one side for 21 days, it gets stuck to that side of the egg. It actually sort of shrink wraps around the chicken. If you look on the inside, it kind of looks like the chicken is covered in plastic, and it just goes and kind of shrink wraps the chicken in. We don't want that to happen. And so in nature, this happens automatically. The chicken, the hen, will stand up and rotate her feet around and rotate every egg when she stands up 3 or 4 times a day to go get water and food and go to the restroom. She does this process herself, all by herself. Now, how does she know how to do that? And how does she know which side the embryo is laying on? Is the baby floating down on this side? Is the baby over here on this side? Somehow she knows that through the shell. Another reason why we crank the humidity up the last 3 days is so that shell right there, the outer layer of the shell, becomes softer. We want to really, you remember the water up in the air, the humidity level will soften that outer shell so that the baby chick can be born. But it's amazing to me how animals know so much instinctively to do with their process of having a baby. So today, our incubator, our word is rotate, and our incubator rotates our eggs 180-degree turn, kind of at an angle like this, right? So it will rock from here, and then it will rock over here like this, 180-degree turn in those little sleeves right there every hour. But in nature, the mama hen does that about 3 or 4 times a day. Other than that, she does not get up off those eggs. How would you like to sit still for 3 weeks, taking care of a bunch of babies, and only get up 3 times a day to go get something to eat, drink, and go to the bathroom? That is commitment, isn't it? All right, today is day 3. We have 18 days left until our chicks hatch. How exciting!